We spend so much time searching for meaning, trying to understand and trying to figure out things by reading, learning, and we're trying to become something more. Now, meaning may not necessarily hide in the big things. It could be in the smallest ones. Everyone is chasing something, seeking attention, we need success, validation, and meaning. As if life were somewhere else, waiting at the end of a long road. Some years back, I began to notice something in my own life. The more I search for meaning in grand ideas and in philosophies and scriptures and the big question of existence, the more it seems to slip away. We're so caught up in the big things, we lose sight of the things around us. Our mind is elsewhere, not in the here and now. We step on ants without seeing them. We pass trees without acknowledging their presence or touching them. We hear birds without listening. And slowly, almost invisibly, we step out of life itself. There's a strange irony of our times. We want to know about the universe, the cosmos, we fly to the moon, but we know nothing about what's in our own backyard. We talk of mindfulness while living in fragments. We search for the sacred as if it's hidden in distant temples or in the scriptures, in ancient texts. But the sacred has never left. It waits. It waits in the bark of a tree, in the softness of an animal's breath, in the bird that sits on a windowsill, in a dog that waits for you by the door, in the purr of a cat, in the bloom of a flower, in the quiet intelligence of something as small as an ant finding its way home. Jiddu Krishnamurti once spoke of attention, not that forced kind, not concentration, but a simple, choiceless awareness, to look at something without naming it, without reducing it, without trying to use it, just to look. Try this sometime. Stand before a tree. Not as a tree, not as a category, not as an object in your environment, but as a presence. Something older than you. Something that breathes, that gives, that lives without asking anything in return. It's a solid, reassuring presence, the tree. There's nothing more beautiful than a tree. And just stay. And the tree responds. It knows your presence. You feel a sense of oneness. Trees, plants, mountains, rivers, rocks, and things. Something shifts in you, not outside, inside. It shifts, it softens, a quiet recognition, as if some ancient part of you remembers that you were never separate to begin with. Carl Sagan used to say we are made of star stuff. Francis of Assisi spoke to birds, not as a metaphor, but as a way of being. To him, they were not lesser beings, but companions in existence. Brothers and sisters, he called them. Imagine that. Not dominion, not distance, but kinship. And what would change if you begin to live like that? If the world was no longer out there, but within us, alive, responsive, sacred. Feed the birds, not because they need you, but because something in you needs to give without transaction. Step over an ant, water a plant, move an insect out of harm's way instead of crushing it. Not because you're trying to be good, but because you're training your attention and your sensitivity. You're reminding yourself, this is not just my world. Not because it matters in some cosmic moral scale, but because in the small act, you remember to care. You remember attention. You remember that life, even its smallest form, is not yours to ignore. Walk your dog, or hold your cat in your hands, not as routine, not as obligation, but as companionship, as a shared moment between two beings moving through the same mystery. If you don't have a pet, get one. not as a pet, but as a companion, as a friend, and see what it does to your life. These are not small things. They only appear small to a mind trained to seek the dramatic, the extraordinary, the important. But life has always hidden itself in the ordinary. And it is important in these harsh times when human beings have lost it, are devolving, turning barbaric, slaughtering each other, murdering children in the name of God and religion, normalizing cruelty. This is the time to pull back, to make space for sacredness in our life, in our own lives. We don't need more knowledge. We don't need more systems, more techniques, more spiritual ambition. No, sir. What we need is less. Less noise, less urgency, less becoming, and more being. So the next time you step outside, pause. Not for long, just enough. Touch something alive. Hold a rock, a pebble in your hand. Smell the flowers. Stand in the rain. Look without naming. Listen without translating and see what happens. Because somewhere between embracing a tree and stepping over an ant, you will find it. Not as a revelation, not as enlightenment, but as something far more intimate, a quiet knowing that you were never separate, that you are always part of this. That's the sacred that we are missing. It was only waiting for you to notice. And once in a while, switch off your phone, step outside, breathe the fresh air, walk barefoot, feel the earth under your feet, listen to bird song and be one with the world. Try it and tell me about it. Thank you.